Feel the magic, join the remembering. Hi, Roger.
Hello, Celia.
Good to see you.
Yeah, great to see you.
So, I believe in love of land, each other, and all living things. I'm a hippie. Are you?
Yes, I am a hippie. Yeah,
Ask you, which came first, hippie or surfing?
probably surfing. Then got into the in '69, and then got into the hippie years between '69 to up to '80. Really crazy surfing years, and '70s were all hippie and traveling with surfers and all that sort of stuff.
I'm a surfer as well, and it really felt like such a captured an aspect of what it was to be a hippie. The nature and the spiritual aspect of it. But how did you come to first surf? How you're in Adelaide. I know Adelaide's close to the ocean, but it's not actually on it, is it? So,
No, I was brought up in the country town called Mypolonga because my father had orchards there. So we used to drive from there down to the beach at Middleton when I was at school
uh-huh.
and pitch a tent on the beach and just live on the beach and surf for the weekend, then come back on the Monday and go back to school. And that was really fun because that was my first years of surfing at those beaches. It was about an hour and a half drive from my home.
Can you remember the first time you caught a wave?
Oh, yeah, I was probably out at Middleton.
Yeah.
And you get that exhilaration because you just paddle a little bit, then all of a sudden you're up and you're on. So it's a beautiful feeling.
It really is. How old were you?
Oh, I would have been about 16.
Okay, okay. So a good age, because you've still got agility and you don't mind falling off and
Yeah,
getting tumbled.
it was sort of different for me because I was brought up with a sporting family and we played a lot of tennis and football. So
Hmm.
surfing was sort of an extra sport that we took up in those days.
What board were you surfing? Were you doing short boards or?
Fairly long board because I was quite big. I was 6 feet, so
Ah,
tall. So yeah, fairly large board. Because the waves weren't great. There was, there wasn't like surfing in a really good beach. They were quite low waves. So a long board was easier.
10 foot, 11 foot, because they get really long, the long boards, don't they? I was a kind of mini girl.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, these were I don't know about 8 feet or something like that.
They were kind
Eight
of
to 10 feet, I don't know.
they were quite blocky, weren't they? They weren't the refined boards that we're used to now.
It was pretty raw back then. We had the wax, and I actually went from there to an advertising company because I got the top of the school in art. So from there, I followed that art school in Adelaide. I was accepted, and then from there, I ended up going to an advertising agency, Creative Services. From there, I was there 4 or 5 years, and I was recruited by John Arnold from there to go
Ah,
to. And I said, "Oh, well, I don't know about working for you because he was established with John Arnold Surf Shop, but it
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
actually a job." He said, "Yeah, but I've just got the license for Golden Breed and O'Neill wetsuits from California because he travelled a fair bit back in those days, and this was late 60s. So, and he said, if you come in, you can do all the design and ads and workshop uh, and be the general manager for the advertising department of my company, group of companies. So that's what
Wow.
I did. I ended up going to work with him full time on a bit of a wig because nothing was established then, so it was a good time.
It was like a kind of cultural hub, that place. But not only, I mean, shaping boards, you were shaping surf culture as well as some of your
Yeah.
graphics. And I mean, what an amazing opportunity to kind of define this brand. Great opportunity. It must have been so fun.
What put us ahead of the rest, and in those days we were ahead of Rip Curl and all the other companies, is we used to spend the money bringing in the best surfers in the world, which at that stage was Jerry Lopez and Jeff Hackman from Hawaii and
Hmm.
Reno Avalera. And then I'd look after them for 3 months at my house. And
Oh,
that's when
really?
it become really crazy and hippie and, drugs and all that sort of stuff
Yeah,
was happening
yeah. Well, I
in a
mean,
big way. And I used to take them to the surf contest. We'd fly to the contest. The big one was Pearls Beach, which Jeff Hackman won with me when I took him in 1976. So they had their 50-year reunion. Jeff won that. Jerry surfed in it as well, but Lopez was a different sort of cat that he never really liked surfing in contests because he didn't like to perform when he had to perform. He just wanted to just surf and hang loose and just do his own thing. So we took him to a place on the Nullarbor. I don't know if you know the Nullarbor, but if you live in Australia, it's
hmm
towards Western Australia. It's a desert, and
hmm
there's a break there called Cactus
Oh, wow.
Beach,
What is it? Is it
and we took him out.
a reef break or a point break?
Yeah, huge break there. Quite a lot, big waves, but there's been quite a few killed there with sharks because
Okay.
it's got a big shark thing there at the Nullarbor because
Oh,
that's where the whales they come from, sort of Western Australia through the Nullarbor and then
okay.
down to the south coast.
Oof.
So Jerry, we took him up there, and it was that well known in those days that when he'd paddle out to surf, if the surfers were there, they'd just paddle in and watch him.
That's
And,
some,
and I couldn't believe it. Yeah, because you're growing up with these guys and you're with them, and you
yeah,
don't sort of treat them like a god. You just treat them like mates.
yeah,
I remember one time, and I spent a lot of time with these guys, but with Jerry, he was famous for the pipeline beach in Hawaii.
uh-huh.
He won the pipeline about 5 times. But the pipeline's a shore break with a coral bottom.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you come off, you cut a lot.
Coral's so gnarly, isn't it?
And,
You know.
and with Jerry, one day he was at my place and we had our shirts off and we were just laying in the sun, as you do. And I looked at his back. I said, geez, your back's got stitches and you've been cut to ribbons. What's it from? He said, I mastered the pipeline, but he said in early days I came off and cut my back. And then he said, then before each contest, I used to rub lotion in there in his back because it was pretty bad.
Did he call himself a free surfer at the time? Because that's what they're called now, aren't they? Free surfers.
He was a beautiful guy. He never ever had an opinion. He was humble. He's just one of those nice blokes. And those 3 or 4 wines we brought out to Australia really appreciated it because we were the first people in Australia 50 years ago to bring out Hawaiians to
Yeah.
surf. We went to Bells Beach to surf about in Sydney, to the Kira Beach in Queensland, and also Stubbies contest. Stubbies was a pair of shorts that sort of really, you wouldn't wear them now, they're really short shorts. And that was the Stubbies contest. So it was good fun for that 3 months taking these guys
I
around
bet it
to
was.
those.
I bet it was. My gosh.
That's flying there, hiring a car, going to restaurants, making sure, they get the right food. And, I remember at one restaurant in Torquay, all of a sudden you're sitting there and you get hit with a bread roll. And I thought, gee, because this was a little bit new to me too. And they start throwing food.
Oh,
And
who started the food fight?
I think it was Jeff Hackman. He threw a roll. And then it started with this bits and pieces of food flying around the room. Oh God, yeah, crazy things like that.
Yeah, I mean,
And then
surfing, I mean the surfing
with,
life, I mean, because I want to tie it in with kind of hippie thing a bit, because I do think that the
yeah,
surfing and free surfing, that definitely was kind of a hippie philosophy there, wasn't there? I mean, it was probably the smoking weed and
yeah,
the nature. What was it?
everything.
What was the hippie aspect for you, do you think?
Well, it was mainly the lifestyle of being free and not really having to work that hard. I just go to work when I felt like it, and had a credit card with TAA, which was the airline here then, and flew the boys around. I had a good expense account and my photo equipment, my camera, and I'd
Ah,
have to get nice shots of them, and then I'd use those photos in wetsuits and golden breed sportswear in ads that I'd produce after that design. So I'd go away and get photos of them all, and then come
and was
back to the studio.
yeah, was John Arnold kind of sponsoring anybody particular? Did he support?
Yeah,
He
well,
did.
he owned the company. He owned Golden Breed. He owned O'Neill Wetsuits.
Yeah.
So he was the head of it all. But then there was a guy called Malcolm Locke that he got me from creative services that could see my
Mhm.
potential and got me over there. And unfortunately, Malcolm's been incapacitated for quite a few years now. He got MS about 12 years ago. So he's been in a home, and yeah, it breaks my heart to go and see him. But,
Watching our loved ones
it's,
suffer is not fun, is it?
yeah,
Not fun. I'm sure.
no.
Yeah. I never got to really surf well, but I do want to reincarnate.
Where would you surf in England? 'Cause you were brought up in England.
Yeah, well, I do. I mean, I did a bit of surfing in Bali, obviously. I did a bit of surfing in
Oh,
Oz as
yeah,
well. And then
yeah,
England, yeah. I mean, I was a wuss, so I quite liked the English wave because, you know, there were
yeah.
there was sunsets and it was rippling on the water. And I
Where's that, down Brighton or somewhere?
no,
Was that at Brighton? Or
West Country,
would have
Cornwall,
been freezing. Would have
Newquay.
been freezing, wouldn't it?
No, they have a surf comp there
Did you
actually.
have wetsuits and stuff? Oh, yeah.
In this winter, you need a
Did you have wet?
wetsuit, but in the summer, I mean, you can get away with wearing shorts on a sunny day. But I loved neoprene. I got a thing for neoprene. I love it with all my diving and surfing. I love the smell of neoprene. I love it.
Yeah.
Did
Well,
you love it as well?
on
Did you
that
end up loving
subject,
it? Huh?
yeah, I've got wetsuits now hanging up in my wardrobe within the suits, that I don't wear much anymore. But on that subject, Jack O'Neill, who invented the wetsuit, lived in
Uh-huh.
Santa Cruz, California, and I went over there to see him and meet with him, and he had three or four brothers that they used to go out in this big vessel, big yacht called the Santa Maria, and test their wetsuits. And Jack made up wetsuits originally from this rubber and sewed them together himself, and
Really?
that was a massive thing for America because all of a sudden everybody could stay in the water so much longer
Yeah.
than just 10 or 15 minutes because where he lives at Santa Cruz, California. Oh, his house is right on the beach, but you can jump through his window and be actually in the water because he's got a part of his house is underwater, and he's got those, like you get in ships, you get those sealed round windows. He's
Yeah.
got them, and you open them up, and you can go through there into the water. I've never seen anything like it. And I sent you a shot of him in front of his house,
Uh-huh. Yes.
and then he got the patch in his eye because the surfboard hit him in the eye one day and took his eye out, and that's why he wears a patch.
It
But
does
then he
really.
he, he used that for marketing. He only died. He lived to about 80, 83, 84, and died about 5 years ago.
Sounds like
So, and his company was sold for quite a few billion
really
to.
travel around the world. I mean, there's wonderful photos of you, well, with the camels, and I just imagine that you were with a group of buddies and you, I mean, found a
Well,
way.
that camel,
That camel, yeah, it's a
tell you
great.
about that camel was lovely. It was a guy called Rory Russell who was surfed with Lopez and them in the 70s at the Bonsai Pipeline in Hawaii. He mastered that with Jerry. And Rory went on a surf trip to Morocco. And that particular picture, depicts him with Moroccan rugs and these surfboards. He took 4 surfboards strapped to a camel, and he's still around actually,
Oh,
and
really?
he's a crazy. Some of the surfers have passed away. Michael Peterson, who was a friend, who died from heroin and stuff. So there's
Mm.
quite a few got on the heavy drugs and couldn't handle it because they were very introverted.
Mm.
There was another bloke, Wayne Lynch, who we met him because he came over to Adelaide a lot and he was a board shaper. So he shaped at John Arnold's and his boards went really good.
Board shaping is such an art form, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah,
I had a chance in Deos in Bali to kind of hang out with the shapers there, and it was just at every phase of the process, it was incredible.
early days, 50 years ago. I mean, nobody shaped boards and it was all new because
Yeah.
Wayne Lynch was incredible. He lived in Lorne in Victoria.
Uh-huh.
He'd drive over to Adelaide and he'd shape boards with Arnold, and he ended up surfing in some movies in Bali. I think it was Morning of the Earth
Oh,
by
really?
Albie Fowles, a couple of other movies. Who surfed him, but he won bells quite a few times. What happened with Wayne Lynch is, and he was called up in the army, right? Because in those days, if your number came up, you had to go in the army for 2 years
Did you?
and serve.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, that was the rule in Australia anyway. Anyway, when his number came up, he went and hid. He hid out for a couple of years.
Really?
Can you imagine that? And no one saw him. He became a recluse up in the mountains and that, and then he come down just to surf, and that's when he got really good. He got good at it. He got out of the army by surfing,
That's amazing.
and now he's still going. He's got a family. He lives up near Lennox Head in New South Wales, which is out of Sydney, on a farm, and he's still shaping boards. And
Okay.
his boards sell for, I think, 10,000 or something like that.
That's incredible.
Yeah, they're over the top. Yeah, amazing. Still going.
I wanted to just I wanted to talk a little bit about like water with you a bit, and it's interesting that you're in Morocco because I used to be absolutely terrified of the ocean. And it started in Morocco. I'd gone there on a trip and I smoked a joint with some French people and I went into the water and I'd never been in the Atlantic, I'd only ever been in like the English Channel or something like that. And I got in this wave and I got tumbled and I got held
Oh, yeah.
down. I got held down and
Oh,
I mean, I was so
mm,
fucking scared and I came out and, it was okay. But I definitely developed like a phobia. But then actually surfing helped me overcome it because, being a surfer, I had to learn about the wave, about the body of water. I learned about rip currents. I also love the fact that the board
yeah.
protected me. Anyway, I mean, I just think, a little bit about that relationship of the spirituality of like, it is terrifying, isn't it, the ocean? And yet, as a surfer,
It's very powerful. I've done some yachting trips too between
uh-huh.
Adelaide and Sydney back to Adelaide. And I've gone over the side once because I worked on the foredeck. There's only 3 of us, 52-foot yacht, and then managed to pull myself back in. But that
Wow.
was really free too because some of the seas around there where they run Sydney to Hobart and all that, are pretty big. But with surfing, I think you can grow up and you take the wrong waves. I've got two sons,
Hmm.
and they're both surfing. Adam goes to Bali and surfs, and he lives at Byron Bay, which is a
Does
lovely
he live
spot.
in Byron? Well, that's a
Now,
beautiful place.
in the old days, like many years ago, in 69, 70, to see a bloke called Nat Young, who
Mhm.
ended up becoming a Australian champion. We photographed Nat Young in a wetsuit. He had a farm there, about 50 acres,
Very
which
nice.
would be unheard of now. We photographed him in a wetsuit on a horse. And yeah, that funny stuff like that. But yeah, Adam went there 6 years ago and lives there and surfs nearly every day. And my other son, Alex, lived there for a while, but now he's in the hills doing animation and drawing and stuff for a movie company in New Zealand.
Oh,
So
that's
they're both on their way up.
yeah, they sound it's but
Yeah,
surfing's been a grounding force and I mean it becomes a way I think to kind of communicate with God in whatever form that takes. But there's nothing quite like going out on the
yeah,
wave when you're not feeling good and catching a few and maybe seeing some dolphins and hopefully not a shark.
yeah. In a beach house that I built here on the south coast at Boomer Beach.
It looked
And they
beautiful.
were brought up there, spent all their whole youth down there and their youth. And yeah, so that was good.
Yeah, yeah.
So
You
that's how they were brought up, not scared of the water.
have you ever seen sharks in the water or had any incidents with sharks?
I did it at Middleton Beach in South Australia here.
Yeah.
Shark I did see when I was out surfing, but it wasn't a danger to me. So I just went straight in. I did get a bit frightened when I saw it because they're so powerful
Yeah, they
in the
were.
water. And I've seen some when I've been fishing, they've come around the boat because I used to fish quite a bit out of a boat.
So on that note, as a man who's been on the water all your life, it sounds like, because we share a love of the environment, have you seen things change? Like, are there less sharks than there used to be when you were younger? Are the beaches clean,
Yeah, really clean here.
really clean?
They're great here. Really clean. The water's clean. And the south coast too, where the house is, that's all clean down there.
No.
Really beautiful water, sandy beaches. And I thought it was funny when we ended up in Bali with the black sand. That was a real shock to me.
Yeah, that
I've
is
never seen
weird, isn't it? Yeah,
it.
exactly. I know. I mean, Australia for its beaches is just spectacular, isn't it? I mean, there's
Do
thousands
you
and
do much with the water installations anymore? Do you do any
no.
installations
Well, no, my
still?
no, my well, my book is now. I'm learning now about the waters in the mountains, and so yeah, I'm still
I,
working with water. I'm not. I'm working on my
oh,
second book.
wow.
Yeah, I am. La Mar de las
Oh,
Vegas.
I've got one here that I wrote about 7 years ago, but I've never had it published.
Have you finished it? Are you
But
going to take it to the next step?
well, I've finished it. I've done the layout and design and a lot of the copy, but I haven't taken it to the next step. Oh, well, I'm thinking about it, but
Yeah.
I think sometimes I think, oh, who'd be interested? But when I got your book, and because I know you, and then we were talking, and it's just amazing how you've put it all together. I mean, is it an expensive exercise to publish?
I mean, what you've done already, it's not too expensive. I mean, I did spend a bit of money because it's a novel, and so I work with editors and stuff like that. I mean, I heavily researched it, and yeah, it's a big journey, as you know. You should, because you've got such amazing stories, and I mean, you were part of
Yeah,
such a important moment in Aussie culture.
it's all about the 70s, and I've titled it Rare Breed because
Hmm.
we were a rare breed of people that put all that together. We started with Golden Breed, then O'Neill wetsuits, and then we did skateboarding,
Hmm.
and then bought out skateboarders from the US as well. Stacey Peralta and
Yeah.
Russ Howell. Stacey Peralta's just written a fantastic movie called Dogtown
Good.
Boys.
Okay, good.
Become quite famous in their own right. And then, of course, surfing with Lopez, well, he's still into does movies, and the other thing we did was motocross. There was a lot happening there as well.
But I remember going to like a few surf comps, kind of whole surfing thing going on the beach, and then you had the whole skateboarding thing, all that kind of rock music stuff happening
Yeah.
on the beach. It kind of became like a whole thing that moved around the world.
Well, the key to a lot of that was those garments we produced, like the silky shirts, Silkies, I still get asked about them. Oh, can I have one? Can we get one? I've still got on my original clothes, but they're small now because I've grown a lot. But the key to that whole thing, the golden breed image, a horse, polo player,
Yeah.
is a Ralph Lauren. The golden breed had a man woman symbol on them, embroidered on them, and that's what cost the money because
Okay.
each piece of fabric had to be embroidered on each shirt. But that was the key to the success of it. We had 21 different colours, and the other people had about two or three. It was all bought out from California,
Wow.
100% cotton.
Yeah.
So the quality was great.
I mean,
Some of that sort of drug orientated, when we first sent some of them to the stores, because they went with the garments,
uh-huh.
they were sent back because they said, no, we can't put them up.
Oh, because
But
they
there was such a demand from kids that had seen them in surf shops and that they got them back and they had to use them. So that series of six posters, I've got the whole lot,
oh, have you really?
mounted them all and
Oh,
everything, but
good,
they're
good.
just stuck in a box. But
Oh no, they
so
should be
I've kept,
out.
kept all that stuff.
Should be out.
I've got Donovan behind me. Can
I
you see
saw
that?
that one.
You were doing that thing this morning
Well,
with
I
Hurdy
love
Gurdy
that.
Man,
The
which I love
hurdy-gurdy.
that.
It's such a great song, isn't it? As is Under
Yeah,
the Boardwalk by the Rolling Stones. So, I mean, and it works really well with all the
yeah,
suits and the sun and all of that. So,
yeah. That was been
um,
great. It's been
yeah,
really good. Thank you for including me.
I'm so
It's
enjoyed
been
it.
great.
And so enjoyed learning about Australia and that time. What an amazing time you're a part of. It's incredible. Thank you so
Okay.
much.